Hi everyone, Bonchaman here from Zap Team. Welcome back to our series on creating a community airport. This is episode 2, where we'll discuss how to download the satellite images using Terraland and how to generate your airport file using OSM to Airport. So here we are in Unity, and we are going to go ahead and open the ICAO template that we had renamed as SKBO. We're going to go in here, go ahead, open it up. As you can see, it's got a number of things pre-configured, ready to go for us. That makes life easier. We'll go ahead and we'll go and open Terraland in Tools, Terra Unity, Terraland, and Downloader. I'm going to get a pop-up here. Let's just drag that and dock it over here and make this bigger. For Terraland, we're going to pick the manual preset. Medium and high don't really work. Sometimes medium works, but the server won't give you those high-quality images. So we'll do this manually. Let's pick our area now. We're going to go ahead and find our airport here. This is El Dorado Airport in Bogota, Colombia, and we're going to find our tower. Most people use the tower as the coordinates of the airport. We're going to right-click the airport here, the tower, and we're going to click these coordinates, and they have been copied over. Let's go back to Unity, and we'll go ahead and paste those in. We're also going to save these coordinates in a notepad here. So I've got a little notepad, and we'll just go ahead and save these because we'll need these for later. Let's go down and pick our area size. Now, you'll want to pick a small area size for your airport. You're going to pick an outer one that's going to be about like 50 kilometers. But for inner one, you want it to be nice and tight because that's how you're going to get the best resolution. Let's pick about 8 kilometers, I think should be good for an airport of this size. For something larger like Denver or something, you might have to do like 12, 14, or even higher kilometer-wise. So once we have our kilometers, we'll get the bounding here. So we'll go ahead and just go ahead and save these values as well. We're going to need these for the future. For Blossom, we'll need the 4 coordinates. For OSM to Airport, we'll need the other 2, the center coordinates. So we'll just save these, make sure we have them. Let's go down and pick the rest of our settings. 8 kilometers should be good. We don't need to touch anything here. We'll make sure our tiles grid is set to 4x4 spot resolution is okay since we're not doing a spot map. Let's come down to height map. We don't need a lot of resolution here because we have to flatten the airport anyway. The height map resolution is like from, it's the resolution at which it generates the terrain. Again, I think we can keep it lower here. I would do 512 or 1024. There's no really need to go higher than that. Here's our image downloader. So this is where we're going to specify the quality of what we're downloading. You'll want to set this to a grid of 2x2. So do grid per terrain as 2. And image resolution, we'll try 2048. You can try to push your luck, but again, the server might not let you get away with it. So we'll do 2048 here. Let's go up top and just double check our settings here. So terrain resolution 512, our image resolution is 16K. And we're going to have 16 terrains with 64 images, which is what our goal is. And so we're going to go ahead and hit generate terrain. It's going to take some time while it does this. It's going to make the terrain pretty quickly, but the satellite image downloader will take a little while, so we're going to let this go on. In the meantime, let's go ahead and find where we have our OSM to Airport and go ahead and open up that exe. And we're going to do a new airport here. Let's go ahead and fill out some of these things. So I'm just going to use the airport charts and Wikipedia to help me out here. So that's El Dorado. We'll just copy something here. You can always change this later. Okay, now these are the coordinates that we needed. So let's go ahead and put these in. And by having them the same, your airport file is going to be perfectly aligned with your satellite map. So that makes life easier. I'll do El Dorado Tower and El Dorado Ground. Might need to be capital. Let's just do a capital just to be sure. The game does not like lowercase. Our airport altitude, I had to double check this, but it's correct. It's 8,360 feet up in the mountains. And the GMT offset, you can Google the time in Bogota and take a look. So it's GMT -5, so make sure you do that. You'll need that to make sure you get the sunrise at the right time on your schedule. And hit OK, and it's going to load the data from OSM. And as you can see, our tower is perfectly where we want it to be. Let's go ahead and hit Save As. We're going to go ahead and save this in Airport Editor HD. We're not going to go to Assets Airports. We're going to just go to the airports. We're going to create a folder called SKBO, and in there, we're going to just save the file as SKBO airport and hit save. Once we've done that, we'll go to import from OSM data and we'll have it download the OSM data. Okay, so OSM Airport pops this up. It's found a lot of things. We don't need all of them. Let's go ahead and import taxiways. Let's import gates and let's import runways. Would not touch the other stuff because we don't need that right now. And we'll close out of this. And as you can see, it's already built much of our airport file for us. It's not perfect, but this gives us a very big head start. So now we're going to go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and check back in on Unity. Okay, it's downloaded a good amount of the airport. As you can see, there's some squares that are not downloaded. The way you fix that is you come down here, failed images downloader, and you drop it in here. There's 11 images, no worries, it get failed. You might have to do this a couple of times. It may not get them all at once. It's just a quirk with Terraland, but luckily they have this failed images downloader. If you're ever downloading a file and you stall at 49 images, that usually means that you have, it usually means either your settings are too high or you just need to delete the folder and start again. And usually it'll work just fine. All right, so we're just waiting for this. And there we go. There's our inner, and then we'll just repeat this again. We'll make one with 50 kilometers, and that'll be our outer one. Here we go. Do, let's say 50 kilometers, and generate. So as you can see, this is going to be a high-res inner with the airport, and then we'll have the outer that's 50 kilometers. It's going to be about the same resolution as the inner, but over a much larger area. So, the majority of where your players are going to focus is here. So this can be lower res, and that's totally fine. So we'll give this some time to just go ahead and download. Again, this will take a little bit of time.
A few moments later.
Okay, now we've got the inner and the outer terrain done. I just went ahead and renamed them because I can never keep them straight. But here is our inner terrain, and here's our outer terrain, and here's both of them put together. So already we've got a very nice looking terrain. There's just a couple of things we're going to do to just clean up and optimize. We're going to start with the outer terrain. This is an optional step, but I'm just going to remove the area that is taken by the inner just to reduce the file size, because when you do these high-res images, it can become several gigabytes of data for someone to download. So we're just going to take note that it's a 4x4 square here on the Unity grid. We're going to take our inner, just select everything, and we're just going to drop it below just so that we're not working on the inner. We're also going to hit no touch on it as well. And then we're going to pick our terrain here. Let's see, we want to work on, say, this one here. And we're going to go in our inspector. We're going to go to terrain tool, the brush, and you're going to pick paint holes. And we're just going to paint holes. So let's just zoom out a little bit and know I'm going to delete this 4x4 area here. From the outer. So now I've done that here. You can see without the inner, that's what would happen with the outer. So we'll just go ahead and do the rest as well really quickly. An optional step, I just think it might help with optimizing data. So that's nice. And then you don't have to worry about the height and everything that's happening on the outer one because it's not really involved anymore. Oops. Yeah, this is the biggest brush size, so it takes a second. Okay, I think one more to go. Okay, here's the outer done. So now if you see, this is without the inner, and we'll just show this is our inner here, and our outer comes around like that. It looks a little bit weird because they're at different heights, so let's bring this back up to where it's got to be. You can zoom in a little bit, make sure we have the heights correct. We want the inner just slightly above the outer, so let's just see. Yeah, so we gotta lower this a little bit. And you can see right here the difference in resolution between the inner and the outer. It's a good example of what it will look like. From a distance, it looked the same, but now you can see. So just adjust that. And so that's our outer taken care of. And then the inner, what we need to do is just set the height. So the airport does not do well with any height differences on movement surfaces. So we're just going to go ahead on our inner. We're going to go to our terrain. Let's just pick a tile. Yeah, we're going to do no touch. And we're going to pick our inner terrain. And this time we're going to go to set height. I want a big brush. And we're going to just pick a height. Let's say this height here. So we're going to do control click, set this height, and we're going to make sure all of our surfaces are the same height. Everything a plane is going to taxi on should be the same height. So in reality, airports can have some variations and slight slopes and things. The game does not like that. So we're going to just make sure that we have everything the same height. Where our airplanes are going to park, our airplanes are going to taxi, our runways, all the way out. So now that should be pretty good. Just going over it again, making sure I didn't miss anything. And I'll just zoom in and make sure I don't see anything funky, but it should be pretty good. I'm sure you guys will tell me if I missed a spot, but it looks good. All right, and we'll turn our outer back on, and we are done there. And last thing we'll do is we'll just go ahead. So our terrain is completely prepared now. Last thing we'll do is we're just going to bring in our airport routes. So we're going to go to our airfield editor. We're going to type in our AKO, and it's going to pull the airport file wherever where we saved it in the SKBO folder. It's going to look over there for the airport file, and we're just going to reload last saved, the one that we generated from OSM to airport. We're going to reload it and bam. So this is our OSM to airport generated airport file. It's now overlaid it perfectly on our terrain. We use the same coordinates, so everything is synchronized. We've got our runways, our taxiways, and our gates that OSM has pulled. And this is a great place to start with editing the airport file. Now we've got all our terrain done. We're gonna go to the next episode now where we edit this airport file, we clean it up, and we got it ready for planes to start moving along these lines. Alrighty, we'll see you on the next video.